Hi everyone, it's Anne. Welcome to Chronically Home and DIY, where we're crafting our best life and we're doing some more Dollar Tree and Dollar General Christmas crafting today. So I am starting with this really cool little ornament tree frame little thingy. So I started with this little triangular box frame thing that you can find at Dollar Tree. You could also make one with some like paint stir sticks. So first I'm just going through and choosing some scrapbook paper that I had in my stash that I think goes along with the little ornament that I have chosen to go inside of this box. And I chose this little milk jug kind of thing that I thought was just really cute. I wanted to do like a little tree farm kind of thing, but I couldn't find a little barn ornament that I wanted. So I'm just tracing this out. And one thing that I'm doing right here is I was trying to be efficient with my paper, and I would suggest that you not do that. This is me rethinking it. Because if I did it that way, I was going to end up with my paper and my words on my paper being all weird and awkward and sideways. So sometimes we have to think about the pattern over efficiency. So here I am just marking this off. So I trace the box and then I'm going through and just making little marks that are just slightly inside of the box. A lot of people pop the backs off of these frames and glue the paper down and then glue the frame back down, but I wasn't trying to get into all that. I just want to stick the paper in and call it a day. I knew I was going to be covering it mostly and just didn't need it to be completely perfect. So, and it's not. So I did have to go in and like adjust it a few times and get it the way that I wanted it, but that's okay. And as you can see here, there are some pretty big gaps. So all I did to fix that was just, I went in with some red paint. This is just the Craft Smart chalk paint they sell at Michael's, which is a really good dupe for the Waverly that's hard to get right now at Walmart. So I just went around the edges. No need to do the whole thing, and I did it very carefully so that I wouldn't get paint on the frame. If you looked really close, you could see what I've done here, but you would never notice it in a million years unless you were looking for it. And I don't think the homemade craft inspector is going to be stopping by my house anytime soon, so I'm good with it. I did do 2 coats just because you could still see the pattern through there a little bit. For my next step, I just cut the hanger off of the ornament, and it was a nice little hanger, so I actually end up reusing it later for a different project. And this bow is a little janky, so I'm just fluffing it out a bit, making it look nice. I'm going to glue the ends down onto the little milk jug. You could also take this bow off and just redo it and do a new one, but I was okay with just using the bow and greenery that came on this because I thought it was super cute for $1. Forget it. Loving that. Now I have my paper. This is very thick paper, so it's like a really thick cardstock. So I'm just using my hot glue gun to glue it down in there. This is my Surebonder precision tip glue gun, which is really awesome. I find though when you use the smaller sticks, they dry faster, so you have to be careful. This is a high temp glue gun and it still dries pretty fast. I'm just carefully plopping that down in there. Now because it's a thicker paper, it's going to stick pretty well, and I'm not going to have any issues with bubbles and stuff. You could Mod Podge this if you wanted to, but I knew I didn't want to Mod Podge over the top because I didn't want to lose this metallic foily look on the paper. And the final step, you're just going to glue whatever ornament you choose down inside of that little frame, and boom. If you wanted to add a hanger onto the back of this, you could. I was just planning to set it up on its bottom because it stands up so nicely. You could also add a stem onto the bottom of the tree using some like Jenga wood blocks or something that would be really cute. And then I just wanted to jazz it up a bit more, so I'm just using some of the garland ties from Dollar Tree, and I've got some pine cone garland that I'm just gonna pluck the pine cones off of to just make it a little cuter. And then of course some berries, which also came from Dollar Tree. A little fun tip, whenever you're using these florals and pine cones and such, always save your little extra bits because you can use them for tiny projects like this. I have a little mug that I just keep all my extra tiny pine cones and little berries and leaves and things like that because it's nice to be able to just pull some stuff out of there. Oftentimes I go to that little mug before I even get into my floral stash. Here it is. I'm so happy with how this turned out. It looks so cute on my piano for Christmas time. And you can't even tell on the sides where I had to add that paint. It's just a really cute little flashy sort of farmhouse craft. Thank you all so much for coming on this adventure with me. Keep coming back and keep crafting your best life.